Tris Gray here from mining.com.au. I'm joined now by Impact Minerals Managing Director, Dr. Mike Jones. So Mike, Impact has kicked off 2024 with a pretty significant copper target and a rare earths discovery at your Arin project. Tell me about the project and why it's so important.
Certainly, Tris, and great to be here for our first ever interview on mining.com.au, and we're looking to do great things together, so it's a pleasure to be here. So look, our Arin Metals project, which is located about only 150 k's east of here in Perth, which is where we're based. We've been working on that now over the last few years, building it up, and we have started to deliver a significant number of anomalies that are just crying out for drill testing. And the first one we announced in the first week of January, it's all about rare earths, and people should know that rare earth elements, they're used in magnets, they're using a lot of high technology applications, and certainly all the rage right now. And then towards the end of the month of January, we announced our big copper target at Caligula, also within the same project area, and that's certainly got scale. We're talking in both cases something that's anomalies that are several kilometers in diameter and never been drilled, never been worked up before, and so we're very excited to be drilling those hopefully in the middle of the year. So it's a big push for us in Impact for 2024.
You've got your hat in the ring for several different commodities, not least of which is high purity alumina from your Lake Hope asset. Can you tell me about the scoping study you completed for Lake Hope towards the end of last year?
So Lake Hope is also here in Western Australia. It's a very unique deposit globally. It's a set of minerals in a salt lake in the top 2 meters of that salt lake, and we have developed a process to convert that into high purity alumina. And for those that don't know, high purity alumina has 2 main uses. One is actually in lithium ion batteries, and we all know the stories of the Samsung phones exploding and the Tesla cars exploding, and that's because high purity alumina is used to stop thermal runaway in those batteries. So if there's no HPA in there, they're going to explode. So that's a big growing market. And the second one is actually in LEDs. So virtually every light emitting diode and light that you see, Samsung TVs with OLEDs and ULEDs, they all have HPA in them. And so it's a big growing market for both those products. So we showed late last year that we are going to be able to produce HPA probably at the lowest cost globally. And that is just a massive commercial advantage for us going forward in this particular space. There's a number of players out there trying to get HPA into production, but we believe that we're going to be the cheapest by a significant margin, and we're looking forward to getting on that road to development as well in 2024.
And what other milestones will Impact need to achieve for the company to begin HPA production?
The goals for 2024 are to complete a pre-feasibility study. So what that is just a more detailed look at the economics, basically taking the scoping study, doing some more work, diving down into it in more detail and getting more familiar with the absolute cost and also in particular where the location of the processing plant will going to be. We have a lot of possibilities for that, given how cheap the product is going to be to mine. So because it's a lake, basically we're just going to dig it up, ship it out, and build the process plant. So that's one of the big things for the pre-feasibility study. The second one is actually completing the metallurgical test work, and we're getting close to that now. So investors can look forward to some hopefully good news within the next 6 to 8 weeks as we get our final assays from the first round of test work that we've done on that lake mud. And what we're aiming for is what's called 99.99% pure alumina, hence high purity, and it's often shortened to 4N for 4 nines. So we're very hopeful of getting 4N later this quarter. And then what we'll then be able to do, and the other big ticket item for 2024, the third one, is actually then give material to potential offtake partners for test work. So with HPA, they have to actually put it into their batteries, into their LEDs, in order to make sure that the powder is doing what it's supposed to do. So those 3 things, the complete the pre-feasibility study, complete that test work to 4N, and then get product into customers. If we get all those 3 things ticked off this year, then it's going to be a great year.
You made some big strides across your project portfolio in 2023. What can investors expect to see from Impact Minerals in the first half of this year?
Well, obviously, results from Lake Hope, that test work is a big tick-off item in through there, and then really pushing forward on Arin battery metals project in through there. We are going through land access negotiations. Investors should be aware that in this particular part of Western Australia, it's freehold land, and so there's a considerable amount of time and effort to be spent sitting down with the landowners, explaining what we do in the mining business, how we can help, the whole, global electrification process that's going on, and so far so good with the farmers. We're getting a very good take up, and they're giving us permission to get on the ground and do that drilling. So we're looking to do our maiden drill program, which will be quite a significant one, sometime in the second quarter, this year. So this first quarter is all about prep, and in the second quarter is really going to be delivering on the drill results. So it's going to be an action-packed 6 months for Impact.
Brilliant. Sounds like an exciting first and second quarter ahead. Thanks, Mike. We look forward to following the Impact story as the news unfolds.
Thanks very much, Truth.